if I'm honest with you guys, I'd like to see a lot more Craig Reynolds than I would like to see Jamal Williams. I know you all like him, Kung Fu Panda, Hoo-Wah, whatever the hell he does, all this crap, anime. He can kick rocks. You're to ask me my biggest concern going into Sunday. Yep. It is those two linebackers.
If you allow them to have a little more freedom, Tyreek Hill and Waddle are absolutely going to torch you.
Jeff, Miami Dolphins 3.5-point favorites on the road against the Lions. And for those of you that aren't too aggressive in your betting life, typically a home team already starts off with a 3-point advantage given home field. That's how Vegas typically equates it. So if you take out that home field, the Dolphins essentially here are 6.5-point favorites, right? Yep. They're a touchdown favorite almost. And look, I have 3 numbers for you. And Jeff, I want you to walk me through this game after.
Okay.
4-0. When Tua Tagovailoa has started and played the whole game, the Miami Dolphins this year under Mike McDaniel
have not lost. Yeah, correct.
270-plus yards. That is how many yards Tua Tagovailoa has averaged in those wins. This is an offense that not only comes out scripted very well, but they can beat you deep at any moment. And this is going to put a lot of pressure on not only the secondary players. And I hate to always bring it all together, but the reality is in the NFL, this is how it works. Yes, you're going to want your secondary players. You're going to question them. Can they live up? Can they stop a Jaylen Waddle? Can they stop a Tyreek Hill? But you're really relying on your pass rushers to make sure Tua is having to get it out sooner than he wants to. But the last one, Jeff, the number 2, you know what that stands for? The 2 linebackers, Malcolm Rodriguez, Alex Anzalone. What does Mike McDaniel, coming out of the Kyle Shanahan Foundation system, love to do? Get Tyreek Hill out of the backfield, bubble screens into open space. Yep. Anzalone and Malcolm Rodriguez do not have the speed, do not have the sideline closing speed to be able to deal with that threat. You can game plan all you want. Speed is speed. That is some insane speed the Miami Dolphins have over there at the wide receiver position. The Lions are going to have to be very careful not to be tricked because I hate to say this, but they're basically playing with 9 men on the field because outside of running the ball, everything that goes outside, I doubt Anzalone and Malcolm Rodriguez are going to be involved, especially on those quick bubble screens underneath routes. Good luck. Not going to happen. You're not staying with those guys.
So. Yeah, especially Anzalone. I mean,
no closing speed at all. No. And the linebackers are what concern me the most. If you were to ask me my biggest concern going into Sunday, it is those 2 linebackers. Because you can easily game plan them out of the game. Easily. Why? Not because they're not there. But am I losing sleep worrying about Anzalone getting to the sideline? Will I run Tyreek Hill out of the backfield and throw a quick bubble screen to him? Nope. Not concerned one bit. Not concerned at all. Raheem Mostert has looked better. They still have the option of Chase Edmonds out of the backfield. Lions defense is up for a huge test this weekend. We talked about Philly probably being the most dynamic, explosive offense, given it was Jalen Hurts, his movement, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders out of the backfield. I could argue this is the most potent offense you've faced all season.
Yep.
Defense is going to have a huge challenge facing them on Sunday.
Yeah, no question. I think on top of that, along with the linebackers, I'm going to go with safeties because I think this game you're going to really see the effect of not having Tracy Walker. You have Kirby Joseph, a rookie, starting. Deshaun Elliott's questionable. You're expecting him most likely to play. But even then, I mean, Kirby's been making improvements, and he's been close every week to getting an interception. I know he had a fumble last game against the Cowboys. My concern is the secondary. It really is. I mean, Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle, these are 2 guys that have just about the same yards on the season, both about around 700 yards so far. They're dynamic. Obviously, they're insanely fast, but our secondary it's been shaky at times, and that's my biggest concern. Yes, against Dallas, you decide to show up until the offense kept turning the ball over. But even previously, A.J. Brown, 200 yards, like game one, 100 and something yards. I mean, that's the issue I'm looking at. Yeah, linebackers are important because if you get Tyreek out in space, it's gonna be hard to contain him. But what about downfield? I mean, we saw what Tua was able to do to the Baltimore Ravens in the fourth quarter. There's 6-7 touchdown passes. So my concern from the jump is going to be that secondary, specifically those safeties, especially with a rookie starting, trying to contain Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle. But you're right, a lot of yards after catch. I mean, they might just get to the second level, get to the safeties by just catching a 5-10 yard in route, out route, and they're just going to take it to the house. Like, this is what these guys can do. So it is terrifying. I mean, defensively, Aaron Glenn has his hands full. And really, you see Josh Pascal last week and the effect he had. You're hoping he can have a similar impact and Aiden can get home because they're going to need it. They really are. I mean, you can't give Tua too much time in the pocket. I mean, they got Armstead. They signed Armstead in the offseason. Now they got a really good left tackle. But on top of that, Adam, I mean, you got to get after Tua and make a move a little bit because this secondary, that's my biggest concern heading into Sunday.
Okay, well, now let's flip this on to the offense for the Lions. Can Jared Goff, I wouldn't just say bounce back, can he find the rhythm he had the first 2-3 games of the season where the offense really was flowing? They were moving up and down the field at ease. This is an offense that over the last 2 games, Jeff has had 6 points. You know I'm a big fan of Ben Johnson. I know you are as well. But that is, one, welcome to the NFL as a young coordinator. Number one, it happens. This isn't the first time. This has happened before. But when your offense has all the skill players and the weapons and the depth, you can't afford that. And for the Lions to get shut out against New England, 6 points against Dallas, unacceptable. Miami's defense is no joke.
No, they're not.
They're not a pushover defense. There is some quality there. Xavier Howard
Javon Holland
is the definition of a shutdown corner. So you have a lot of work ahead of you. But you have to find ways to be creative, get out in open space, and not only be creative, I love this word, but be creative and execute at a high level. I got to see a lot out of Jared Goff this weekend.
And that's the big thing for me, too, because DeAndre Swift's expected to play. Amon-Ra St. Brown will be playing. So that's going to help this offense a lot. But you heard Ben Johnson this week, if you listened to his press conference, him talk about, we've changed, we've altered some things we've done offensively, but a lot of it comes down to execution. So they got to execute this week against a very, very good Miami defense. But you are at home, and we see the difference between playing at home and playing on the road for the Lions. It's like night and day. So hopefully you can put some points on the board. And the Dolphins last week didn't score. What they end the game with, like 16 points. But that's if you're going to rely on that, that's a false narrative because you can see. I can also see the Dolphins come out and dropping 35 on the Lions at home. So it could go either way. But defensively, you got to have a similar performance than you had last week. Not when the end result, not giving up 24, but what they looked like in the fourth quarter, getting turnovers, getting after the quarterback. That stuff has to keep up because if they don't, and Tua has a clean pocket, I mean, he's an accurate passer. That's just the facts, and he knows how to win games. So Tua, if you allow him to have a little more freedom, Tyreek Hill and Waddle are absolutely going to torch you. And don't forget about Gesicki, too, because he ain't no pushover either.
You forget about, Lions fans, this is really your first time going against a wide receiver tandem since week 1.
Right.
A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. And what happened? Oh, well, Devontae Smith was taken out of the game. A.J. Brown went for $150.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's why.
So pick your poison this week. Because it's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, unless you have the game of your life, one of them is going to make a play, and you just have to live with it. And that's where that mentality has to kick in. You know they're going to get theirs, right? You know eventually they're going to hit an underneath route and it'll go for 17, 23, 30 yards.
Right.
You live with it. Fine. Deal with it. Don't let it happen again. Don't let it happen often, not even happen again. If it happens once in the first quarter and once in the fourth quarter and the third quarter, great. But it can't happen once every drive. That's the key now. So for the Lions, getting off the field again, back to the offense, you'll likely have DeAndre Swift this weekend. St. Brown, fluke concussion last week. It wasn't even a concussion. Yeah. We were told later on. But regardless, he'll be back. You have, God, man. You'll have Josh Reynolds, I believe. T.J. Hawkinson, look, as much as I dog on him. Ben Johnson, find a way to get him involved. Script it if you have to. I don't care. He showed what he could do, 2-3 weeks ago.
Right.
You saw a phenomenal performance against Seattle. And then it was 2 catches, 4 catches, 4 catches. And it's back to doing nothing again. Here we go. Find a way to get him involved. He's not a decoy. He has a linebacker on him a majority of the time. He's better than most linebackers in the NFL. Take advantage of it. And if it's just not working, so be it. But take advantage of your matchups. You have You have a better offensive line.
Yep.
DeAndre Swift back. I'd like to see, if I'm honest with you guys, I'd like to see a lot more Craig Reynolds than I would like to see Jamal Williams. He can kick rocks. I know you all like him, Kung Fu Panda, all that stuff. Hoo-wah, whatever the hell he does, all this crap. Anime. Biting kneecaps.
Yeah. Do you even know what anime is?
I know he's so lovable. Great.
Hold on. Do you know what anime
I
is?
would prefer, huh?
Do you know what anime is?
It's cartoons, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Japanese cartoons?
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. I know what
Well,
it is.
I want to make you know what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Okay. Don't know what a
forgot
lot
what
of
I was
life
saying.
is.
You would prefer Craig Reynolds.
Jamal
over
Williams.
Thank you.
Personally-
Craig Reynolds.
Yeah. I like Jamal.
I would like to see him out-carry Jamal Williams on Sunday.
I like in this instance with DeAndre, if DeAndre plays, I would like Jamal just because of that change of pace. You got someone in the red zone, you could, watch my words because he just fumbled in the red zone last week. But you can trust most of the time. But on top of that, Adam, the biggest thing I'm looking at is with the Miami Dolphins and what Mike McDaniel likes to do is creatively run the football. And that's something that, dates back to his days with the 49ers. And the Lions last week struggled again, to no one's surprise, stopping the run. So with Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds, that's going to be an issue as well. Because if they can run the ball effectively, establish play action, and you have Waddle and Tyreek Hill and Gesicki making plays, I can see this getting out of hand very quickly. So Lions got to be able to either shut down the run, get after Tua, whatever it is. You got to be able to shut something down. Not completely, but at least slow it down. Because if not, and they have free reins, Mike McDaniel, this offense is going to put up 30 plus on you.